the Kenya Children Assembly is just called whenever there's events, just to show that children are being involved in the participation and policy making. But in true sense, they don't give a heed about children. And I think the milestone towards creating change is listening to children, because they are the first victims when it comes to climate change.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another amazing episode of Before 18. Before 18 is a show that focuses on children who do spectacular things in the society and adults who impact the lives of children. I will be your host, Manasseh Gidua, and for today I have an amazing guest. I have to tell you guys, I have looked for him, I have searched for him, and he's a rare guest. Yeah, just tell us who we have here.
Oh Manasseh, you'll make me have diabetes now at this point. My name is Emran Hassan. I'm from Garissa County, and I'm aged 18.
Wow, and I think that's something that we actually share, you know.
Definitely.
We actually just cleared high school, you know, and you know, we came to know each other a few years ago, and he's gonna tell you about what he's doing, because he's doing an amazing thing, even in our country. How is Garissa?
Very hot.
Very hot.
Very hot. That's what I can say. Garissa is really hot. I'm Nairobi is heaven. I'm telling you as a matter of fact, Nairobi is a heaven. For like, I've been here for the past few days, and then everyone is like complaining. There's heat. What? I'm literally freezing.
With this sun,
it's really freezing. Right now, I'm at least I've stayed for like 3 days now. I can remove the jacket.
Yeah.
But during the first 3 days, it was really freezing.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And so I think you really have an amazing journey, and you're going to be telling us about that, especially you're growing up in Garissa and what you've done. Probably because you just cleared high school last year. Mm-hmm. Tell us a bit about your high school experience.
I was studying in Garissa High School. Garissa High School has been really incredible for me because it's a national school, first of all, and a lot of amenities are there. You know, when you talk of laboratories, you talk of textbooks, you talk of teachers. But what about other places? Other children are suffering. You know, I can't just say Garissa, you know, is nice because I've studied in a nice school. But you know, other children also, they are like going through it because it's really hot. Like, most schools don't have fans in class.
Yeah, I get it.
It's not like Nairobi that you guys are complaining of heat when it's already very cold. So what about those children?
Yeah, I
you know,
get it.
Yeah, so I can't say it has been great.
Yeah.
It has been great for me, but what about those other children in other schools?
Yeah, and that's what life is actually all about. So Imran, walking into the offices of Save the Children, and there's a screen there, and the only thing it's playing is your video. Teach us your ways, Imran.
No, okay, for me, as a person, the first time I met Save the Children was like, I was in Form 3 and I was 17. So like, there was this advertisement that they were doing for Save the Children. Like, they were looking for 2 students in Northeastern region or in all ASAL areas who were looking to do a documentary. So I applied for it. Like, the head boy, our president of the school during that time, he was told to come with another student because they said 2. So we went, me and him, we applied for it, and unfortunately he wasn't picked and I was picked. So then there's this lady from Sweden, Mzungu. So like, even the teacher was asking, do you have phobia? Are you sure you don't have phobia for Zungus? Are you not going to fear? And I was like, no, I'm not gonna fear. Of course, I've seen Wazungus on TV and it's nice, but actually you feel terrified. Like, someone is all white, like not even a pinch of black. So I did the interview, and fortunately kerehere nikapass. Aliona kijana we akakanaongea sana na tena venye nakaa skinny. I would look good for that. For the documentary to showcase the malnourishness and everything. So that really favored me. My career favored me that time. Then after some time, after 5 months, I even forgot about it. Nikiwa tu shule, I was in school. Then I was told, Emran, by the teacher in charge of, you know, those stuff. He told me, Imran, guess what? So the children are coming, they're bringing you a smartphone. So I have the smartphone I have right now was given to me by Save the Children.
Wow.
Yes, it was given to me by Save the Children. So they came, they brought me this the smartphone. Then they took me for the first time.
Yeah.
I came to Nairobi. For, first of all, I came for the Yali Youth Summit.
Yeah.
That was being for 3 days. Then after 3 days, they invited me. You know, it's actually in the part of the documentary. You can see it's my documentary.
Yeah.
I was talking and then the lights went out when I was talking. Lights zilipozimika hivi see. Like, what would you do in that situation, Manasseh? What would you do if it was you?
I think I would just, keep quiet.
This this Kerehere boy did not keep quiet. I hope I am very, very audible in the whole room. And there's like 1,000 people from here to the lane. Imagine. And I started shouting. And imagine people could hear me.
Yeah.
Because of my voice. I have a very big voice that people can hear.
Yeah.
So like I started shouting in front of everyone. And then everyone was like astonished. And then I finished from there. So the children said, Maybe. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what contributed to me being invited
Yeah.
for the Africa Climate Summit week. So I went to the Africa Climate Summit week that was being held at KICC.
Yeah.
Have you been to KICC, Manasseh?
Yes, I have.
Oh.
I love how you're confirming. Yes.
It was being held at KICC.
Yeah.
So I went to KICC. I'm saying that because it was my first time, guys. I hope you understand.
Yeah.
So I went to KICC. And I was enjoying my 2 weeks here in Nairobi. I stayed for 2 weeks actually.
Yeah.
There was a children's summit and then there was the actual summit. So I enjoyed the 2 weeks in Nairobi, feeling cold. Once I tasted the Nairobi weather, my friend, I never wanted to leave Nairobi. So like every time I would look for an opportunity to come to Nairobi.
Yeah.
Then thankfully, so the children they started the documentary. And then every time there's an event, I'm the one who used to represent the children with a poem or something. Yeah, and I gained popularity in my area in Garissa, like my schools. A lot of there was just 2 national schools, and then the other schools. I became really popular through that talking. And then everyone's like, Imran speaks nice English. I actually got money one day talking. I was just talking, and then the leader stood up, and then they started putting money. And I was like, I was really tempted to push in the money so that I can get more money. But unfortunately, I couldn't, because everyone would be like, this boy is looking for money. No, we have to stop. So like the event ended, and then I went home. So the children finished their documentary. And then during that time that I was doing the documentary, the person who was doing the documentary with me, like the one who was recording me all the time, he's the one who motivated me to be in social media. He told me you should open a YouTube account, you should open a Facebook or something, or TikTok, talk about such stuff. But TikTok was not really popular by then. So he said, like, you can start social media. And then I saw people being on TikTok, a lot of Gen Zs are on TikTok. So I said, okay, let me be on TikTok. Then I started talking about climate change and stuff. And then I got so much pressure. Being a child, it's really pressureful for you. Yeah, especially a lot of attention is not good, let me tell you. A lot of attention is sometimes not really good for children. So I got so much attention, especially when you don't have anybody to guide you. Okay, my parents, they have not gotten education, but they have been the best parents, supportive. And supportive parents, let me tell you, are the best. That's like the fundamental key in a child's confidence. That contributed to my Kiherehere, by the way. So like I started doing TikTok channel, and then I got a lot of people. They were like, hey, you have a good talent, you have we love your content. And sasa I decided, okay, people love my content, but I was getting too much pressure, and I didn't want the spotlight. When I go to school, everyone's like, Imran, I saw you on TikTok. Imran, I saw you on TikTok. And I was just in Form 3. I said, no, I can't do it. I deleted my account. And I was 3,000 followers. Imagine, up to this day, I regret it. 3,000 followers. I deleted the account. Then I started doing school. Just decided to focus. Yeah, because my mom was like, You're going all the way here. You have not even gotten anything. This time you have failed your exams. You got a C. Emran, you are an A student. You used to get A. What's wrong? How did you get and it was not even a C, it was a B. And then my mom was like, no, a deviation is a deviation. You cannot continue to save the children. And my mom, the first thing she does when the children come to her, she signs the papers. She signs the paper. I think she thought she was gonna get paid. So she used to sign the papers. And then I would just go. I have to go because my mom already signed the consent. And I was asked, it was my passion, you know. I was passionate about climate change. I'm still passionate about climate change. I'm a climate champion. So climate change, climate activism has been my biggest role as a person. But now I decided to start doing TikTok now. And after finishing high school, after the documentary was launched in Sarit Center at Cinemax in last year. And then I finished high school. Now I decided, maybe I should start just doing content creation. I should focus on content creation. And you know, nowadays, now at this point, Gen Zs are not invested in climate change and stuff. They are not invested in education. They are not invested. So what you have to do, you have to build a brand first. So I decided, okay, let me start by, talking about casual things, about stuff. So that's how I'm really trying, I'm not yet there, but I'm really trying my best.
With more than 10,000 followers.
It's just 12,000 for the record.
Okay. Now, when you get into the climate change and a lot of activism, and you've had, what do you think are the challenges that people in, especially children in northeastern parts and those asile areas, as you've mentioned, what are some of the challenges that they actually go through?
Children in northeastern go through a lot of problems. For example, not just northeastern region, it's about asile areas where there is no rainfall. There's a lot of deforestation that has taken place. There's a lot of climate change that is taking place in that place. Like, people abandon that place. The leaders are busy enjoying life in Karen, those places, but people back there at home, like children in northeastern region, are really struggling with in terms of education, because you find that there's a deficit of textbooks in the schools. But nowadays, at least they're trying to produce the textbooks and things and stuff. But the biggest challenge in terms of that is the marginalization, and children in those areas, they don't have a way forward. Like, for example, a child in, let's say, central region, when they finish high school, maybe they can just do an internship somewhere. They can just start, doing something somewhere. But consider that child who has finished high school, and people in the region I come from, they don't consider blue collar jobs. Blue collar jobs are not considered. So everyone just wants to sit in an office chair and enjoy life. But those children in those areas, there's no water, and nobody's taking care of the water. So you find a child has not bathed for a very long time. So the child gets infected. There's no food. Now that USAID has already even cut off the funds, the aid and everything. So the children there are struggling. Mostly those who depended on USAID for things like plum peanuts. Plum peanut is really dependent on in those areas for malnutrition. Children in those areas, by the way, more than 800,000 mothers and their children are suffering due to malnutrition. But who cares? Here, people enjoying life, the leaders especially. So I think the biggest challenge in that area is the activism. People need to know their rights. People just see it as a chance. Children especially, they need to know that these people need to work for them. Leaders need to work for them. They should know their rights. They can do what so and so and so and so, their rights to education. So many children don't go to school, by the way, in those areas. They just go and look after livestock, because if they don't look after livestock, that's the only chance of survival for the family. So the biggest challenge that children face in those areas, lack of mentors, lack of people who are ready to hold them by hand, and lack of the leaders taking responsibility and actually solving these problems.
Yeah, and I am pleased to inform everyone that based on the challenges and from that experience, he actually came up with his own movement.
Yes, definitely.
Tell us about that.
Vision Green Globe. That's the name.
You can say it again.
Vision Green Globe.
Yeah.
So, just as I was at the Africa Climate Summit with me and my friend, I came up with the idea of forming a climate movement in my area. Then me and my friend supported me. Asha, she's actually the vice president of, like, the vice chairperson of our group.
I think I'll go there and be the secretary.
Me and my friend, now we decided, how can we create change in our area? Then we decided to, because we're already in Form 3, so like we don't have that power to create a change in that place. So we now decided, let us now get our colleagues in school, in high schools. So we assembled around 30 students in secondary schools, and then we put them together, and then we opened a WhatsApp group. We started doing action. We even planted trees at a rescue center the first time. Then we worked with Equity Bank, and they gave us some donations, which we took it to those kids. Those kids, by the way, they're in it's a place called Garissa Rescue Center. If you come to Garissa, which you will definitely not because of the heat, he's not coming. He's not coming. Manasseh, with this school, you are complaining you're sweating. No. I don't think Manasseh will come.
No, I'll come.
No,
we'll
Manasseh.
actually go after this.
He's just dripping. Anyway, after that, me and my friend now and the other students, we now planted the trees in the rescue center. So that place called Garissa Children Rescue Center, it has so many, I can't say so many children. It's just a few children who have been able to be rescued from situations around the region. So those children, they have been neglected. They don't have shoes, some of them. They don't have clothes. They don't have, some of them have not even showered when we went there. So we decided next time we're going to visit, we're not going to plant trees. We're going to give them donations. So we worked with Equity Bank, and then wakatupatia hizo msaada. When I talk of msaada, don't think about the phone. I know you're thinking about the phone. So now they gave us those stuff, like the shopping that they usually give to students. There are some students who don't pick the shopping. So the remainder of the shopping, they assisted us with. Actually, his name is Moses, the manager. So he helped us with those donation stuff. We took them and gave them the kids. We also did some contribution amongst ourselves. We gave them some snacks, and the children were really happy. Up to this day, they know our names. We even went there again another time, and now we're planning to go on Eid to go and do a feast for them. And I think we can all be part of this. No, you can't.
We want to be part.
You want to be part of the feast, not the. I know. Manasseh is after the food. Definitely after the food.
So actually, I think that's so. If you can get to his social media pages, I think people can get to see what you're doing and to see some of the photos of the lives you've been able to touch and impact and all those kinds of things. You have talked about the leaders. Have you ever been in a position where you have approached a leader, probably not to mention his name, but you've been able to approach a leader, especially with your movement or when you're working with Save the Children? Probably you got a chance to interact with different leaders. You can tell us how it went. Probably was there a solution that was given,
Okay, I actually have approached several leaders, not even approaching them in their office. It's at events. I go to events. I'm usually invited to events, especially when I was in high school. So I go to the events and I talk to the leaders. I tell them about these problems. I tell them as a child perspective. But they look at you and see trash. They look at you and see what is this boy talking? What is he saying? Does he even know what he's saying? Let this event just finish. And they even actually drink the soda. While you are watching them, they can't even offer you the soda. So now I talked to them. I told them about what's happening in the region as a child living in Asset area, how it feels being marginalized. But the leaders don't want to take a heed to that. So many occasions. You can take it as a proof for the one that's in the documentary, actually. The one I was talking in Nebgal's high school. So there were very many leaders there. They also put money in my pocket. Maybe it was a way to silence me. It might have been a way to silence me. So I talked to them. I told them about the problems. But nobody is ready to listen to kids. And I think there should be a policy where the leaders, like for example, there's a Kenya Children Assembly, right? The Kenya Children Assembly should have a lot of power, like a lot of power, not just that side assembly where when there's events they're invited to just show that children are involved. Actually, the Kenya Children Assembly should have a lot of power to actually challenge leaders, to actually question leaders, those kind of things. But the Kenya Children Assembly is just called whenever there's events, just to show that children are being involved in the participation and policy making. But in true sense, they don't give a heed about children. And I think the milestone towards creating change is listening to children, because they are the first victims when it comes to climate change.
And and we can see the whole person of a leader in you, even when you were in high school.
No, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to take bribes, Manasseh. I'm not ready to take bribes.
Now, do you aspire to be in a position of leadership where you are going to be able to influence that change that you've said that leaders have not been able really to implement? Do you see yourself probably as the governor, the MCA, the president? You can be a president and then
I mean, I wish, but if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. Of course, everybody wishes to be the president. Everybody wishes to be the governor. But do you have the skills? Okay, I do wish to be a leader, so that I can create change. But I can't, because when you become a leader, eventually you're going to be. Have you seen a place whereby there's a leader who is truly helping create change? Or like, for example, I'm talking about Northeastern. I know other places, some leaders are actually doing a lot. But when it comes to ASAL areas, not just Northeastern region, ASAL areas, the leaders are not involved. Now they live in big houses in Karen, in what are these other estates? I'm not really good with Nairobi terms. But they just live off life with the aids that are supposed to go to the children. But I would want to be a leader, but I don't want to be someone who's bad. When you look at the leaders, you even feel discouraged to be a leader. Of course, I would love to be a leader, but it's disheartening when you see what other leaders are doing, how they are handling, and how difficult it is to even approach them. But during the campaign, they will even greet you, like they will even carry you. But when it comes to it's really challenging.
Yeah, but I am. We the other day when you're having all those Gen Z kinds of things, we are really seeing a future, especially in leadership. And I think that future that we're talking about is actually people like you, because at your age, at 18, having your own movement that champions on climate change and all those kinds of things, you can be a very good leader. So and I think you should. What do you do when you're not in school, when you're not having classes or anything like that?
I know it's in your mind. I know it's not. It's TikTok. It's TikTok. Of course, I bake. I bake. I'm a good baker, by the way. Someone should hire me.
After this week, you're going to make something.
You want me to bake for you?
Yeah.
How much? I was taught that a couple of minutes ago. I need to ask the money first. So definitely. I cook. I do TikToks where I'm telling you not to visit. That's building a brand, by the way.
And by the way, with your massive following on TikTok, do you aspire to be a brand ambassador? We've seen that a lot with influencers.
I don't want to be a brand ambassador. But the money will make me want to be a brand ambassador. I mean, they pay. They pay. So at the end of the day, it's the money. It's the money that everybody is looking for. So eventually, I will want to have the money. But brand ambassading will keep you strictly to being the brand ambassador. Like, you will not be free to move around, explore new things. And that's what I'm after. I am a traveler. I enjoy travel. That's why I'm in Nairobi right now. As you can see. So I'm actually more of a traveler. So I would want the money. But not that being held up. No.
And thank you so much. That was it for today. Before 18, remember I had our amazing guest, Emran Hassan from Garissa County. Mwenyewe,
No, please stop flattering me. Please stop. After this session, I think I'll get diabetes. Enough is enough.
Thank you so much and have a good time. Until next time, bye.